You all know the story. Haste thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. The sword, the spear would pierce his side, but you've heard me as I cry from the horns of the unicorns. What's that? Speaking of the single horns of the unicorns. Four horns, unicorns, single horns. I am committed to what I'm undergoing till the work is through. Hear me. I'm committed to you. There's no one like the unicorns. He did that for me, and I did that to him. The second thing I'd like you to maybe think through a bit, that's what he did for me, and that's what I did to him. Secondly, that's what sin does to me, and that's what he did to sin. Any sin, all sin. We live in a culture that says, oh, you can't be so harsh. Don't be a hater. Don't worry about somebody else's unicorns. That's what sin does to anyone. The cross. What? It rips you apart. It debases. And we have an increasingly difficult task, brothers and sisters, because our culture says, let's not talk about unicorns. Archaic, outdated, unattractive, not important. Why? Because a loving Abba says it's going to rip you apart. It's going to make you disjointed, and your tongue will cleave to the roof of your mouth, and the lion will roar at you, and the demons will scream toward you. In God's economy, in my Father's economy, forever. I don't ever have to sin again. I can choose to, and sad to say, I do. But no more power. I don't care what it is, big or small. No more power over me, over you at all. It's a mystery, it's a miracle, it's a marvel. These are the truths of this day. The unicorns. The price was immense, but necessary. I ask that you might recollect, meditate, think about that reality. That's what he did for me, and that's what I did to him. And that's what sin does to me, and that's what he did to sin. Pulverized the power. That's why it's a Good Friday. A sobering day. A thought-provoking day. A humbling day. Where we say, Jesus, there's no other way. And you did it for me. And I did that despicable thing to thee. But you love me anyway. Before we take communion, I want you to realize something. If you have a paper, it's handy, if you have a pencil, and it's easy to get to, maybe it would be good to jot this down. Because this is the take-home. This is the thing that I would like to leave with you from the unicorns. And don't leave or don't panic if you don't have one. That's fine. But please understand this. That's what he did for me. I didn't write, that's what he did for us. That's what he did for me. And that's what I did to him. Not what we did to him, what I did to him. What? Being ripped apart, pulverized and brutalized and beaten and bleeding and dying. Yes, that's true. But that same act of unbelievable, excruciatingly agonizing hell, well, it was a pretty tough gig. I might have contributed a small little bruise. No. Each of you individually did that to him. Not just for 6 hours. He was slain before the foundation of the world. When we see him, we shall see him as a lamb having just been slain. When a person finally sees this, not here, but here, not sees it, but sees it. I love the unicorns. My gracious Redeemer, my Savior art thou. If you ever are able, if I'm ever able, if we're ever able to begin to understand, it was the unicorns that he had on his mind, and it was me that he had in his heart. I did that to him. He was bearing all of my stupid, gross, dumb, even long forgotten sins. And this morning I was just overwhelmed by that fact. That's what he did for me, and that's what I did to him. If, when, should we see it, you'll be a unicorn the rest of your life. No one else is going to impress you or draw you or woo you or seduce you. There's no one